Okay. We are live once again. A little bit early today. Gonna do some audio tests. So, yeah. But thank you in advance for everyone who's here. And if you're watching the VOD on YouTube, thank you for that as well. We're very happy to have you. So this is the second stream that we've done. Last one was last Friday at a different time, so hopefully we can get some different people in who maybe didn't have a chance to watch the last one. And there should be a VOD of this up probably early next week, if not later today. But the goal of this stream, well, I'll wait a minute and do our test. Hello, Pepe. Help. Okay, help me test. So I assume my voice sounds pretty clear right now. Let me go find some stuff to blow up. All right, and if you're tuning in early, welcome. We're just running a quick audio test here to make sure that the voice is good. Okay, so game audio is quite low. Could maybe be a little bit louder then. Let's try that. Well, let's see what it sounds like when I start blowing stuff up. What is it set up to in here as well? Oh, and that would explain it. Ha 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 ha. Okay, we'll apply that. And then we'll go ahead and just bump that down again. Okay, so game audio should be a bit better now. Let's see how loud it is, shall we? All right, can you hear me talking pretty good? Talking, testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3, blowing up some will-o'-the-wisps. Yep, talking is all good. Okay, so the game, the combat isn't overpowering the talking. Yeah, I just want to make sure that you are able to hear my voice just fine. Because that's kind of the whole point. We are here today to talk a little bit about Immerse Gamepack and to just about Gamepack, about spatial audio, and blah, 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 blah. Voice is fine even with explosions behind. Okay. All right, very good. I'm trusting your ears. That's good to hear. I guess we'll just finish this fate while we're at it. There's no real reason to do it, but we're here, so why not? And we'll wait just a few minutes to kick off the whole spiel, just to give people a chance to show up, since we are technically a little bit early. So for those of you who are tuning in now, you get the added benefit of getting to watch me complete a fate that I have no need to complete because I'm already level 90. So, very good. But it is in spatial audio, so there's that. You can hear the will-o'-the-wisps shooting at me in full 360 degrees. So that's a treat. And you'll notice that I have the music turned off here. That's just because I'm just demonstrating the spatial audio, so the music doesn't necessarily help me too much with that. But I do love the music, so don't take it personally if you're a music fan. I am too. I'm just not listening to it right now. All right, we're almost done, everybody. Now I know what you're thinking. Why are you doing this fate on a class that's max level already? Well, I'm just gonna leave you hanging on that one. Again, welcome to the stream, everybody. If you were here at the last one, then I apologize for the audio issues. And if you weren't here for the last one, what audio issues? We didn't have any audio issues. I don't know what you're talking about. Now, today, we are having some internet weirdness, so there is a small chance that I may get disconnected at some point. I'm really hoping that's not what happens, but if the stream just disappears, well, I warned you that might happen, so you can't be too surprised. But hopefully everything's good. I've restarted the modem, restarted the router. So, yeah, Oh, well, look at that. I got some Grand Company seals. That's great. Is it 10? No, it's not. We got 2 minutes. 2 minutes before I start talking about spatial audio, everybody. Just 2. We'll go ahead and do, while occupied. Go ahead and do White Mage. So like last time, we'll probably just do some itinerant Moogle tomb grinding. Avoid any story spoilers and all that, just in case you haven't gotten caught up to 6.4 content, like I haven't. Oh, turns out I never finished the Spooky Celebration quest either, so whoops. Okay, and let's go ahead and while we're at it, we'll just do this own when targeted, and it'll be abbreviation. There we go. Yeah. 1 minute. 1 minute till the spatial audio talk begins. So we'll just go ahead and you know, I know they make mods that let you hook up a MIDI keyboard to the instrument playing thing, which sounds great. I just need, well, but I don't use mods, so I can't use that. But I wish that that was like a default thing in this game, so I could just play piano and not have the latency issues. Okay. Hey, it's 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock, so we can officially get started. So, all right. Welcome to the stream, everybody. This is stream number 2 of our ongoing effort to educate people on what Immerse Gamepack is, what spatial audio is. And so there's a few topics that we'll be covering in that arena, like what's the difference between Immerse Gamepack and surround sound? What is the point of using your ear picture? Those are really the 2 big ones. You know, what is ambisonics audio? All that sort of thing. Is Immerse a subscription or not? That's apparently that's a question. So it has nothing to do with spatial audio really, but the answer is no. Immerse is not a subscription. So if you're coming here and you're like, I would use Immerse, but I don't want to pay for another subscription, well, you're in luck, because it's not a subscription. It's a one-time payment only. So hopefully that brightens some of your days. But okay, so in terms of what Immerse Gamepack is and what spatial audio is, there's a distinction to be made between what we're doing here, which is spatial audio, and then surround sound, which can be spatial audio, but yeah. So really the difference here is what kind of audio signal is being fed into the spatialization. So in the case of surround sound, you are limited to anywhere from 6 to 8 channels, depending on if it's 5.1 or 7.1, and I'm pretty sure Final Fantasy has 7.1. Don't quote me, and I apologize if there's somebody on the sound team who's like, that's not right, but I'm pretty sure that's right. So 7.1, that would be 8 channels, and in the case of surround sound, those channels are arrayed in a horizontal plane. So kind of like you have speakers placed in a circle around you. That's not really conducive to height, is one of the big things there. And then, of course, you also have, you know, gaps between where those virtual speakers are. So that can kind of affect how accurate the placement of objects within that 360-degree circle is or are. In the case of Immerse Gamepack, we're actually using ambisonics audio. And the difference there is that ambisonics audio, rather than dealing with speakers in a horizontal sphere, you're dealing with a whole, sound sphere. So rather than a horizontal plane, it includes height. So imagine you're surrounded by a big bubble, and that bubble has speakers all over the place inside of it. That's basically what Immerse Gamepack is giving you. So a lot better at producing height than surround sound would be. And also, in terms of just the granularity of placement, it's a lot better there as well, because in fact, you're listening to objects. You're getting the direct object-based audio straight from the game, as opposed to a sort of 7.1 channel render of that information. So you can hear much more accurately and much more specifically where objects are placed in the sound sphere. So that's the sort of overview. What's the difference between Immerse Gamepack, surround sound, blah, blah, blah. So if you have a surround sound headset and you're thinking, well, I don't really need to try Immerse because I've already got that. Well, it is actually different. So do recommend giving it a try just so you can kind of experience what that difference is like for yourself. And of course, you can actually use the surround sound headset together with Immerse, but if you do that, just make sure that you disable any onboard spatial or surround sound processing on the headset at the time, because otherwise you'll get some conflicting things happening. But enough about that. Let's play some of the game. So I don't have many of these tomes yet. I've got 7. I need more. I don't know what really what any of that. I wish I could. Maybe I can try them on. I don't know. I don't know what any of the mounts are. I just know that there are mounts. That's how I got my my Gubu mount. Where's my Gubu mount? Some time ago. I always wanted one of these guys, but I was like never really confident that I was ever going to get enough of the Beast Tribe quests done to actually get it. And then the itinerant thing happened, and I was like, oh, cool, I can get a Gubu finally. So still happy about that. Okay, Castrum, yeah, Praetorium, Castrum, no thank you. Yeah, 3. I can do this. We'll do this. This is what we started with last time. This is Mail, Darkhold. No instant queue. What's that? Ah, very good. So we'll see how well I can talk about spatial audio while trying to heal a dungeon. I think last time I let the tank drop, but I don't think that was on this one. I think that was on like a level roulette or something. I don't know. It's gonna be perfect. Oh man. Every time I do this, I'm like, display name, others. I always, party members. UI settings, log window settings. Well, you know what? We're just gonna do that. Event. There we go. Okay. One of these days I'll get my streaming settings locked in. But again, thank you everybody for being here. And Pepe, if you are still watching, there's more combat happening now. So if it starts to get louder and it becomes difficult to hear my voice, please let me know. Relying on you. And similarly, if anybody else is in the audience and you're like, I can't hear you super well, let me know. But also, if you have any questions, whether it's about Immerse Gamepack or just anything else, headset recommendations or music recommendations or food recommendations, you feel free to ask away. If you want to backseat game me, feel free. I don't care. Okay. So what else can we talk about? Oh, sound settings. Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's see if I can do that. I'm just spamming holy anyway, so it should be fine. All right, hold on. System configuration. Okay, so overall, you don't really have to do too much with the sound settings to get Final Fantasy working with Immerse. But the one setting that we definitely recommend that you check out is this listening position setting right there. And you will notice that I have mine set to 100, which is labeled character. This is basically, well, it's the listening position. It's the perspective from which you are hearing the spatial audio. So if I were to switch this all the way to camera, then it's basically like my ears are attached to the position of the camera. So everything that I am seeing, all of that audio information will sound like it's in front of me, because I'm listening as though I am the camera. So for me, that's not exactly the most intuitive way to experience the audio. I would expect instead for audio to be oriented around the position of my character. So in other words, if my character is standing like this, I would expect all of those things that just died to sound like they were behind me. And that is what this position setting does. So if I drag this all the way over here, now all of a sudden, these cues are going to happen behind my head instead of in front of me. So I think it's just a much more intuitive way of doing it, and it's personal preference at the end of the day, and obviously you can change it between 0 and 100 too. I'm still a little bit confused about kind of how that works. I haven't played too much with the in-between settings. I've always just used 100 because it makes the most sense to me. And one thing to consider if you do that is because the listening position is oriented around your character at that point, you may find that self-player effects get a bit louder than they would be otherwise. And so you'll notice I have those turned down just a little bit. just to account for that. Not necessary, but again, just one of those things that once you start playing with your spatial mix, you may find, oh, that's something that I would like to try. But that's the listening position setting. So highly recommend. And if you tried Immerse before and you didn't test that out and you were sort of confused about what you were hearing, didn't think it made a whole lot of sense, then that's definitely something that you're going to want to check out. Now I have the game volume turned a bit low this time, so it may be sort of more difficult to hear. But if you are wearing headphones, you can actually hear the spatial audio that I'm streaming with. And that's another kind of cool thing about Immerse. So basically what you're hearing is this ambisonics audio rendered what we would call binaurally. And binaural audio is a stereo format, so 2 channels. But basically it's a type of audio that is meant to simulate the experience of listening to speakers in a room. So if you are using a surround sound headset and thinking, oh, well, I get 8 channels of audio, so isn't that better than binaural? No, actually, that you're still listening to binaural in that scenario. It's just that there's some sort of binaural rendering happening between the surround sound output and the actual, signal that you're hearing from the headphones, because of course you only have 2 speakers when you're listening to headphones, so how could it be anything else, right? And it is the same case with Immerse, only you have a lot more audio information. As we were saying earlier, rather than having just 8 channels placed in a circle around you, you have a whole ambisonic sound sphere around you, which again allows you to hear height a lot better in particular. Good, that was easy. What was I saying? Something. Oh yeah, binaural. Right, so because it is binaural stereo, that also means that when you're streaming with it, you're capturing the binaural signal. So anybody listening with a headset is going to be able to hear the audio from Immerse Gamepack. Now it's important to realize that, what they will be hearing is the binaural signal that's rendered with your HRTF. And of course, Immerse Gamepack or any spatial audio works best when it's personalized to you. So the effect won't quite be the same for your audience as it is for you, but it'll still be enough for them to get the general idea of what's going on. Just like if you're listening to this now, whether it's live or on the VOD, you will hear some directionality to the audio. So that's pretty cool. It gives you an opportunity to sort of stream immersively, which is not something that's really been possible before. So just a fun little extra benefit. Hey, you know what? This is where it happened last time too. Spaghettios. Okay. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's okay. Okay, well, it's alright. I can white mage tank for a minute. No big deal. No big deal. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is, now that I'm reliving it, I'm pretty sure this is where I let the tank drop the last time I streamed too. So, oh dear. Oh god. Okay. Well, I think that in this case, perhaps, maybe, you know what, I'm just gonna take full responsibility for this one. What? Like maybe, I mean, it is a Dark Knight, and I do play Dark Knight, but maybe, just maybe, the tank's gear is a little low for that kind of pull, but also, maybe not. I'll just spam Cure 2 this time and it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Go ahead. Sorry. I can't see what they're saying to me about it because I have the event tab pulled up. All right. Well, that went a little worse than the first time because at least the first time I didn't wipe the party too. Really welcome. Yeah, you guys. Yes, welcome back. Can I? Oh, at least I can take that off. Just do the big pull. Do the big pull again. I can handle it, I promise. Surely they are saying things like, oh, it's not your fault, healer, don't worry about it. Everything's perfectly fine. I like his leopard print. Okay, what else can we talk about here? Now that things are back on track. Ear picture. One thing I want to bring up about the ear picture subject is that we understand that, there are some privacy concerns surrounding the ear picture, and although, we are GDPR compliant and we're not selling your ear information or giving it to anybody, we're only using it to make and improve your HRTF, still understand that not everybody's going to be comfortable with sending a picture of their ear to a company. Just no matter who that company is, that's just something that some people won't be comfortable with. And in that scenario, what you can actually consider is try emailing support. There is a chance that we may be able to just push a different HRTF for you without requiring you to do that. That's not a feature that's inside the software at this point. But I do believe that if you contact support, that is something that they might be able to help you with. So if you really do want to try Immerse, but you're concerned about privacy and the ear picture thing, you can go ahead and send an email to support@embodywr.co and just mention that and see if they can help you by pushing a generic HRTF to your license. So that's an option for you. And just a note about why do we need your ear picture and all that sort of thing. So spatial audio, as I mentioned earlier, is essentially it's a binaural kind of a format that is meant to simulate the experience of listening to speakers in a room. And when you're doing that, there is always going to be some variable that corresponds to the listener, because you have this sort of, mathematical virtual representation of speakers in a room, and you also have a mathematical sort of representation of the listener in that room. You have to. And so with most spatial audio solutions, including most surround sound headsets, or rather every surround sound headset, what you're listening to is a generic HRTF. Now, in some cases, they'll have some personalization options, like the ability to specify what your intraoral arc or your head circumference is. You'll see that, but even so, when you have some level of personalization, it's still not quite the same thing as what we're actually doing. So, the human ear and the way we all perceive sound in the real world is as unique as our fingerprint. Everybody's ear is different. Everybody's brain perceives sound in a way that is unique and individual to themselves. So there really just is no one-size-fits-all solution if you're trying to create the most accurate spatial audio experience that you can. And that becomes particularly important with height perception and rear imaging as well. So if you've heard spatial audio and you thought like, oh, this doesn't really sound right, maybe it sounds like it's underwater, maybe sounds that sound like that are supposed to be behind you or sounding like they're coming from in front of you. Ouch, tank. Oh my god. If you've had that experience with spatial audio before, likely a big contributing factor is the fact that you were listening with a generic HRTF, which just simply won't do as good of a job at convincing your brain that you're hearing things above you or behind you when in actuality you're listening to two speakers strapped to your head. And if these people would just stop getting hit by that, that'd be great. Ugh. Well, it's fine. I guess they had to stand there. It's fine. But yeah, so that's the deal. So we actually have an AI algorithm that is able to extrapolate a personalized HRTF for every user within 30 seconds just using an input source of an ear picture, which is pretty cool. It used to be, and the reason why, in fact, you see generic HRTFs as the sort of prevailing option for spatial audio is that creating an actual personal HRTF for every user didn't used to be possible before. The process of creating personalized HRTFs used to require kind of an in-person thing. You used to have to put microphones into somebody's ear and measure the response that way. And it was this really cumbersome process that would take hours, require people to sit in a chamber, actually have their ears measured. So obviously that's not something that could be sort of produced on a mass scale. And so, you know, what we've done with our novel AI algorithm is, well, essentially solve that problem. We're able to analyze all the complex, abstract shapes of the ear. I forget how many variables we take into account there, but there's quite a few of them. Tens of thousands, or at least tens. Oh, no. Oh, no. Please use... You don't have Living Dead yet, do you? No, you don't, because you're only level 46. Ow. Not again. Not again. Not on my watch. What was I saying? Something about... Oh, ear, yes. Okay, we... You know, abstract ear shapes. And so that's one of the really cool things about what we've done. I guess other... and now, as I say this, keep in mind, I am not the engineer. I am not a machine learning or research specialist. So forgive me if one of our, you know, machine learning specialists is watching this VOD later and they're like, forgive me. But in any case, you know, sort of previous algorithms or sort of the prevailing algorithms that have been used in the past to analyze 3D shapes have not necessarily been adept at analyzing the kinds of complex abstract shapes that are required to really understand and map the ear. And so that's one thing about what we've done that's really special, is we've actually trained the AI algorithm specifically for the purpose of analyzing such abstract shapes. So that's part of what makes our solution kind of special, even in the realm of AI and machine learning. And, oh yeah, he just sort of randomly targets people. Oh yeah. Ow. You know what? That's just about enough of you. Actually, you can hear him stomping around behind me. Yeah, so anyway, with Immerse, this is really the first time that there has been, you know, the ability to produce really highly personalized individual HRTS for every user. So that's why you just haven't seen that elsewhere before, and well, you still don't see it very much outside of what we're doing. You know, and I realize Apple does have their own sort of HRTF personalization thing that they're working on. You know, so that is what it is. But we have been doing this for some time. I think we've been around for like 5 years, specializing in this stuff, and we have some of the industry's foremost researchers actually on our team. So we are definitely ahead of the curve in terms of the quality of our HRTF personalization. Just a fun little tidbit of information there for you. So yeah, the ear picture is really important for that reason. You know, it is meant to be experienced in a way that is fully personalized to you. That is just the best way to hear spatial audio. But of course, as we said earlier, if that is not for you, if the concerns about privacy and all that stuff are too much, then please just contact support at embodyvr.co. And we might be able to help you out by pushing like a generic profile for you. So everything turned out fine. You know, we can do our roulettes too, because I don't have a lot of these tomes, and I've got like a few classes that I want to try and, you know, I do wish that DPS keys were faster. I wonder if I can actually get a level 90 queue as a DP. Oh, it says less than 5 minutes, so maybe. Making sure. It seems like we're getting a little bit of frame dropping. Has me slightly concerned. But I'm not going to worry too much about it. I don't know why it's doing that. Well, anyway, thank you for being here again. Like I said, it's always nice to stream for actual people. Yeah. Oh, that's a nice haircut. Nice haircut. Let's see while I'm waiting if I can find some other Oh, you know what I can do? I'm not sure if we have one of these in our guild hall, but I'll give a little demonstration of the... yes, I don't know why. I don't know why we're getting frame drops. It makes me sad. I'm just gonna not look at the little preview there. Maybe. All right, I'm gonna try something, everybody, and if it messes something up, I apologize. We'll just do that. Oh, did that actually fix it? No. Oh well, okay. And they also changed the free company hall at some point. I don't know. I don't know when this happened. But it looks a lot smaller than it used to. Okay, table orchestra. Okay, here we go. So this is a good example of object-based audio in action. Wait a minute. Is this not my free company hall anymore? Is that what happened? Oh, that would be sad. Hold on. As I've been playing this game for kind of a long time, there's a whole story behind this free company hall. We lost it at one point because the person who owned the FC... Oh, yeah, totally. It's not our free company hall anymore. Oh, my God. Well, I'm going to have to get to the bottom of that later. I wonder why. Maybe they switched to a different place. Maybe they were tired of paying for it. Wow. Okay, well, I don't know whose hall this is, but I'm going to go in here anyway. Oh, no, I'm not. Woo. I'm going to play Black Mage. I know, I'm homeless. That's so sad. We've had that hall for years. Years and years and years we've been here. Oh, well. My free company is basically empty anyway. Just kind of a few of us. We came from Goblin originally, then we switched to Gilgamesh. Let's see if I remember my rotation. Let's see if I remember what my buttons do. Buttons. I got really into playing Black Mage when I was getting caught up on Shadowbringers. I was late to the game with Shadowbringers. And I wasn't... I'd always wanted to play Black Mage. But I never had it... never had the confidence to do it. Does this? Yeah, it does. Okay. Oh yeah. What? Oh, what is the what button? What button? Oh no. Oh god. Okay, I forgot what button I have my, oh, it's that. It is that. Okay. Mana font. See, this looks like Mana Wall to me. That's what just got me. What does Mana Wall look like? Mana Ward. Okay. I feel like the graphic for Mana Font and the graphic for Mana Ward should be switched based on what just happened to me. My hot take for the day. Okay. So that was not the best, but we're okay now. Let's just go ahead and see what that does. Ooh. All right, we're gonna try this again. Oh yeah, that's right, we have two, well, that was also not the best. I should have done one more fire too, and I don't have any mana font left, so. It's okay, we're learning again. Getting back into it. At least I put my ley lines down this time. Yeah. Why not waste Paradox? Anywho, yeah, I was playing Black Mage for Endmark. So I think every expansion I've like sort of switched mains. I mained White Mage at A Realm Reborn. And I've always sort of, that's always kind of been my second main, at least. Then for Heaven's Ward, though, I was really excited about Dark Knight, so I played a lot of Dark Knight, and I mained that in raids. And then Shadowbringers, I played as my main. I didn't really raid though. I just did the what do you call them? Bajin front for the relic, which I enjoyed quite a bit actually. Thought that the content was great, and I was also not doing it when it was fresh. I think it was a little bit easier to, get everything that I needed off my lawn. Wow. Now I do not know the mechanics of this fight at all. Oh yeah, but I was really like happy because I was always too intimidated to play Black Mage before, and then I think I don't know if there were changes or what it was that made it so that I could play the class, but hope this was right. Oh, it was right. Great. But yeah, it sort of clicked. It's fine. Destruction happens in people. Eden raids are pretty nice if you want to try sometime. I have done the Eden raids. I didn't do them fresh. I didn't do them with static. I just sort of pugged them. But at the time that I was doing them, I think they were. Oh no! Oh no! Well, fine. I'm gonna do the very non-black magey thing and get out of my ley line. So, I should have just stayed in there, I guess. That's what I get. That's what I get. Oh yeah, this Umbral Soul. That was a big thing. That was a big thing that I loved. Being able to keep my I think these are called Astral Ice and Astral Ice up indefinitely. That was. Oh yeah, you know what I haven't done so far this whole time I've been playing this dungeon is I haven't cast Thunder once. Whoops. We're gonna do this better this time. We're gonna go 1, and we're gonna go 2, and we're gonna go triple cast, and we're gonna go flare, and then we're gonna go flare again, and then we're gonna mana font, and then we're gonna flare again. Oh, not in time. Okay. They died too fast. A waste of a mana font is what that was. Waste of mana font. But yeah, Black Mage is easily one of my favorite classes to play. I think White Mage will always be my first love. And Dark Knight is fun just because the Blackest Night is hilarious. Really enjoy Blackest Night. It's my favorite. Oh, cooldown of the game, and I let my stacks drop because I'm a horrible garbage person. Whoops. I need to remember to use Paradox also. Something that I might want to try. Yeah, premature use of it there, but that's alright. Yeah, so there's actually some height information there if you're paying attention and you're able to hear it. Blasting the flying enemies there. Personal preference thing, jobs are different enough between each other for the most part. Oh, you've been Black Mage main since the start, but there's a few jobs you don't like. Most are really good. You know, what I haven't been able to get into are melee DPS jobs. I've always been, like, preferential to magic classes, and I just can't... I can't get that. I think melee DPS classes may be a little bit more rotation dependent, is my, theory. May or may not be at all accurate. Reaper's pretty accessible? Okay. Try that sometime. Ooh, don't lose the cube. Uh-oh. Workers. Well, I'm not paying attention, so I don't know what's about to happen to me. Oh, okay, well the ley lines are gone, so... Woo. Ley lines are gone. Hey, thanks. Oh. Oh. Where are we going, guys? Oh yeah, they added auto target, I guess, which I didn't realize. But it's nice because I did often frequently like unclick my target, so it's nice that it happens. Just automatically target stuff again. Pretty sweet. I really need to remember to use thunder though. That's one thing I don't really pay close attention to my dots. I'm looking at my abilities, that's what it is. It's been so long since I've really played this class that much that I'm not like, the muscle memory isn't quite. My white mage muscle memory though is pretty good, except for what is it, like Liturgy of the Bell. I always forget to use that, but otherwise my muscle memory on that one's pretty solid. Okay, well, let's see. We talked about surround sound and ambisonics. And the differences between those. We talked about surround sound headsets. I'll mention again, just because. But if you have not used Immerse Gamepack before, or if the reason why you haven't used it is because I don't want another subscription, well, it's not a subscription. It is a one-time purchase only. So I'm going to say that a few more times throughout the evening. Or I say evening, it's morning for me. But I'm multitasking, so you're going to have to forgive me. At least nobody is dependent on me to survive, though. At least all I'm responsible for is blowing stuff up. That's nice. Goodbye. Goodbye. Well, at least I didn't waste mana font or a triple cast there. Or, yeah. There's no cooldown. I really like the Evilise raids. A little bit disappointed to see that those aren't giving any itinerant tunes this time around, because I enjoy them quite a bit. Oh. Yeah, I don't know what the deal here is, but everything's sort of spread out, so that's not great for me. For music, you like your stereo. Does it change how music sounds as well? No. So I do not believe they have the music bypasses the spatial channel, so it won't affect that at all. I have music turned off in this case, just because I'm trying to make it a little bit easier to hear all the object-based info. But no, it does not. It won't change how the music sounds for you, so you can still enjoy the soundtrack just as you would otherwise. As far as I know. Now, maybe they've changed something, and if there's a surround sound mix for the music, it would definitely let you hear that, but I don't think they're doing that. They certainly didn't used to. So yeah, it doesn't affect your music at all. And again, it works with any headset. So, no fancy headset required at all. By the way, thank you very much, Dan, for being here and for chatting. And really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. It's nice to have people to chat with. Cool. Hold on, I'll read what you said in a second here. I gotta. Evily's pretty cool. Used to have Nier as your personal favorite, but recently the Endwalker Alliance raids are amazing. I have not actually tried that. Oh no, paralysis. I have not tried the Endwalker raid yet. Oh well, yeah. I'm really glad that you were able to make it this time then. And especially, if you're not already a user, so it's really cool that you showed up and are chatting and all that stuff, and you're not even a user yet. So hopefully we can make a user out of you yet, but even if not, really appreciate you being here and for opening the email and supporting us and all that stuff. Really, really, really nice. And just a note overall, it's you know, as we've gotten to be a part of this game, we've gotten to experience how lovely the Final Fantasy community really is and how supportive they are. I mean, even people who weren't happy with the product were still so supportive, and it's like it felt like the whole time that even those folks were rooting for us, even if they weren't necessarily fans of the product from the get-go. So, really supportive community, really happy to, oh no, be a part of it. We are all on the team feeling very fortunate to be part of the game. Okay, what's going on? What's going on? Woo. Like I said, I've been a fan of this game for a really long time, so for me, when I... Oh, jeez, okay. Not going so well. But I got to kind of do some marketing for it. It's like, wow. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that that would have happened in my career? So, still pinching myself about that. Oh! Oh! Absolutely honored and thrilled to have the opportunity to work together with the Square Enix team. And our whole team feels that way. Wanted to give it another try. Did once I had issues. I was... Oh, what issues did you have, just out of curiosity? I know there was some issues early on that required changes on both of our sides. I know there was a patch that had to be done to address some of the issues that were occurring. Oh, the bit rate. Yeah. So those have definitely been resolved. And we support high sample rates now as well. So I think we support up to, I don't remember if it's 96 or if it's 100 and something. So if you're using a sound card, that's one thing. You know, we used to not support higher sample rates. Now we do. So if you are using like a high resolution, 300, thank you, Pepe. Appreciate it. 384 kilohertz. So if you do have a high sample rate card that you're using, this is compatible with that. So yeah, I forgot to mention that last time. So, but yeah, you know, if you haven't tried it since then, it's definitely worth giving it another shot. Now, what should we do next? What do we got? Oh, I mean, 590. Oh yeah, that's right. I was getting my accessories. I used to have a 192 kilohertz DAC, but currently it's just a Sennheiser GSX 1000. It's like 96K, so it should be all good. Yeah, definitely. Oh, 9 minutes? No thanks. No, thank you. All right, you know what we'll do? We'll do tank. We'll do tank for that. I don't want to jinx it, but I'm very happy that my internet hasn't gone down yet. Oh yeah, I'm the tank, so I can't just command it on my way. Yeah, you should really give it a go on new alliance raids. They really knocked that out. Yeah, you know, I will. When I have some more time to just like play this game for the joy of playing it, I'll definitely give those a try. I need to get caught up on a bunch of story quests. I think I haven't. I want to try what you call it, Island Sanctuary too. I haven't had an opportunity to try that yet, but when they announced it, I was pretty stoked about it. Alright, let's see if I can remember to keep my dark side up this time. Level 86, okay. One thing that is... These are children of feed me. See more. Feed me. Oh, uh-oh. Ah, there they are. Honestly, it's pretty nice as well. Good time spender initially. Chill things back. Yeah. You know, I'll never have enough gil to even consider buying a house, but seems like a pretty good alternative. A little Harvest Moony Final Fantasy action. This is the way. Is it this way?
Pray continue onward.
Can you get flagged for singing copyrighted music? Probably not. Probably not. Not a serious question. Well, I'm glad that the time. You know what? We're just gonna stay right here. I love the Blackest Night so much. Uh-oh. I do wish that Soul Eater healed you a bit more than it does. Not that I think it's necessary for balance. I don't know the first thing about balance in this game. I just wish that it healed me more. Because I'm jealous of Warrior, is what it is. Hi. Hi. Ah. Hello, mouth man. Do-do-do-do. Mouth off. Mouth on. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, I see. The open mouth. Do AoE. Got it. Oh no! Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Ah. Oh, right on time. Very good. You know what I'm gonna do? Any excuse to run into AoE is good in my book. Uh-oh. Oh no. Fine. Fine. Oh, it does give me vulnerability stacks, though. Uh-oh. Except for the tank buster. Great tank privilege. I don't need to pay attention to mechanics. Yeah. This time we'll... Oh. Well... Oh, well, that didn't get me very much damage at all, did it? Oh yeah. You know, I almost never use these cooldowns, the magic reduction ones. Oh no! Oh. Okay, well, I did let Dark Side drop, but only for a minute, so you can't hold it against me. Why would I save my cooldowns for the tank? That would just be stupid. There we go. Very nice. My inventory is full, so please don't give me any of that. Oh, that's just me.
The horde draweth near. Be on your guard.
Well, if you're just now joining us for the stream, or, you know, if you're watching the VOD and for some reason you started the VOD 49 minutes in, welcome. And thank you for being here. We really appreciate it. Appreciate everybody who has supported us. Whether or not you are an active user of Immerse Gamepack, we appreciate everybody for just engaging with us, for being so supportive, and for being interested in what we have to say. So really means a lot, and all the feedback that we get, positive and negative, really valuable for us, and we really appreciate it. So we did send out a survey earlier. And so for everybody who did respond to that survey, thank you so much. We've been trying to answer some questions on this stream that sort of address some concerns that we've heard about. So we've been talking a little bit about surround sound versus spatial audio, and surround sound versus ambisonics audio, technically. A little bit about the ear picture thing, and why we need it, and also if you don't want to send it to us, what you can do to... Oh no! I'm gonna lose it. Alright, well, stuff like that. So I guess, you know, I can go over some of that stuff again, just in case you haven't heard it. But surround sound versus ambisonics. We'll try and do a quick little spiel here. Hey, I need my dark side. Can you? Okay. Well, I didn't get everybody. Whoops. Sorry about it. Okay, surround sound. You are limited to 6 to 8 channels, depending on if it's 5.1 or 7.1. And those channels are arranged in a horizontal circle around you. So not the best at producing height, and you don't get as much granularity in terms of placement between those speakers. Because if you think about it, it's basically virtual speakers placed around you, so there are gaps between those speakers. Oh, and that's great. Ambisonics audio, on the other hand, rather than dealing with a limited number of 8 channels in a circle, you actually have way more channels, and instead of a horizontal plane, they're arranged in a full 3D sphere around you. So ambisonics and object-based audio are much more conducive to things like rear imaging and to height. You get a lot more accuracy in terms of the placement of all of the sound objects than you would in the case of a surround sound horizontal render. And with Immerse Gamepack, you are actually getting ambisonics audio, object-based ambisonics audio directly from the game, piped into any headphone, which is a really big deal. And it's different from surround sound. So if you have a surround sound headset and you're thinking, well, I don't need to try Immerse because I already have this headset, you actually do get a very different experience because you're getting access to a whole different kind of audio than you would if you were relying solely on a surround sound solution, and I fat-fingered 2 cooldowns. Whoops. You can do that. Okay, but that's my little quick elevator pitch for ambisonics audio and Immerse Gamepack versus surround sound. So if you're a surround sound user. By the way, what improvements were made with 2.0? For patch note 6.4 will be a version upgrade. Oh yeah, that's right. We can talk about 2.0. I totally forgot. We talked about it on the PLL, so I can talk about it. Yes. So, yeah, we've made, a few pretty important updates. We're going to have device management, so that's a thing that was requested quite a bit in the past. So you'll actually be able to remove or add sort of devices at will. There will be a limited number of devices that you can do, so if you end up hitting that cap for whatever reason, you can just email support@embodydr.co and they'll be able to help you. But that's not the coolest feature. It's just one of the things that has been requested kind of since launch. So we are pretty excited to be able to finally bring that to Immerse. But we're also making changes to the AI algorithm itself. It's kind of like a different tuning. So you'll just notice basically some timbral differences and increased accuracy in the spatial imaging as well. So better perception of height, better perception of rear imaging, just basically better at doing what it was already doing, in addition to some mild, very subtle sort of timbral shifts that you may notice. We are also introducing a new HRTF creation process, which will actually rely on video as opposed to just an image. And the point of doing that is just because basically one thing that can contribute to a suboptimal sort of experience with Immerse is if something went wrong with your HRTF creation. And often that can occur because maybe the ear image was blurry or there was just something not ideal about that picture. So what this new capture method actually allows for is basically we can select from any frame in that video to receive an optimal picture. So it reduces the chance for error in the HRTF creation process. That's the big thing there. So it should enable a more consistent onboarding experience for everybody. So that's a big difference. There were also changes to the environmental sound library. So basically the way that ambient sound effects, or I should say certain ambient sound effects, were being spatialized was contributing to the perception of the spatial experience as being sort of muffled. And so we and the sound team actually have collaborated on resolving that issue. So that's a pretty cool thing. And so when you're switching then from stereo to Immerse, that transition should actually be a little bit less stark. It should sort of be a smoother transition between those two experiences, and that applies both to the new HRTF algorithm improvements and to the environmental sound library. They both sort of have this sort of secondary effect of making the transition, or rather I should say, making the two experiences a little bit more contiguous or consistent to one another. What else? Did I miss anything, Pepe? What else? I think that pretty much covers what 2.0 is doing. Oh, and we will actually be reinstating free trials as part of this too. So, if your free trial has expired, you can actually already get, and we're doing that already. So a 30-day free trial up from the standard 2 weeks. So I know you mentioned that you're thinking about trying it again. You can try it for an extended period of time. And if you activate the trial anytime between now and June 21st, you will have a full 30 days. And so when 2.0 comes out with the release of patch 6.4, you will be able to sort of experience those benefits right away. Ooh, that was not the right time to put Salted Earth down, whatever that is. You think you'd purchase? Not sure. There's a trial begin. Oh yeah, gotcha. So if you have it already installed, you will want to reinstall it. So just when it comes out, you can download the latest version. If you just go to embody.co/FFXIV and you click on just download trial, that will, at the time of launch, be tied to the latest build, and that'll allow you to get all of the fun new stuff. Yeah, cheers to you as well. Thanks again so much for being here. Really appreciate it. Always nice to have people active in chat. Feels good. Feel me? Nah. We're getting close to the last boss, I think. I do want to try Summoner. I've played it a bit, so I guess yeah, that's right. I have it at level 65 right now, so I would like to actually level that all the way up at some point. The changes, with the changes, you can actually have full-size primal summons, which I think is pretty sweet. I do wish that they were like persistent summons instead of just sort of like pop in, pop out, but it's still really cool. Summoner was one of those classes that at the time of A Realm Reborn launch, yeah, that's the thing too. I love Black Mage so much. It's like I don't know. It's hard for me to like want to play Summoner more than I want to play Black Mage if I'm going to play a DPS. But I was really excited about the changes because I'd sort of wanted to play Summoner since launch, but I was pretty disappointed by what the summons were. I just didn't really like the edgies very much. And I had played a little bit of Final Fantasy XI, and I emphasize a little bit. I did not get very far because I was pretty young when that came out, and you de-leveled in it, so I don't know if I got past level like 13 or 15 or something like that. But when they changed it to to the current system, I got really excited. It was like, okay, that's more along. Yeah, so I don't know what level that happens at. I'm level 65. I don't know if I have those yet or not. It really improved it. Yeah, it's supposed to be a easier, right? Like more. Wait, am I supposed to go to the opposite or? I don't know. I'm gonna go to the opposite. I hope that's right. I was right. Great. Yeah, I heard it's more simple now, right? The rotation. Wasn't sure that was going to prop. Uh-oh. Now, what do we got this time? We got red. Very good. Okay. Hey, go back into my death puddle. Hey, thanks, Dan. Really appreciate it. Enjoy your dinner, and thanks again so much for being here. Really, really appreciate it. It's been great chatting with you. And I hope you enjoy Immerse when you try it again. Blue this time. And it's dead. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Don't give me the... Oh, what does this look like? Oh, nope. No thanks. I got a player comment. Very good. Very good. I'll take it. Okay. Well, it's been about an hour. I'd say, you know, maybe 2 hours is good, just to give more people a chance to show up if they'd like to, but we'll see. Already did that. Didn't do that yet. I think you're all 610 mostly. I see. Wonder. 610, 595, 610, 595. Wonder how expensive the 610 gear is these days. We can dye that. What does that look like? Ooh. Visor? Nope. Do we like that as much as what we've currently got? I don't know. This is a pretty sweet helmet that I've got right now. Do we want to spend money gearing the tank? That's the other question. We're gonna hold off on that. I don't think it's necessary just yet. What do we got? Black Mage is 593, 602, 601. Black Mage is the least geared so far. What do you know? What do you know about that? What we could do is we could check out Rods at Han. And see, oh man, Slack is just popping off right now. Popping off. Okay, what else? Ear picture. Right. So as saying earlier, if you are hesitant to send an ear picture and you just, you know, the privacy concerns are too much, you can send an email to support@embodydvr.co, and we can try and hook you up with the generic HRTF just to allow you to play the game. So even though we do, you know, highly recommend trying it with your personalized HRTF, just because that is the superior way to experience spatial audio. You know, we want to be respectful and understand, of course, that not everybody is comfortable doing that. And so for those of you who are not comfortable, we do have that option. So please contact support@embodydvr.co. And oh, you don't look very cool. Wait, what are you? Oh, wait. I have way fewer causality than I thought I did. Oh, I see. Oh, it's the tank one that looks cool. That's right. All right. See, here I was thinking that astronomy was the good one. It's not. It's not the good one. What eye level is astronomy anyway? 590. Aha. Dang. Oh, I see. These don't even give me... No wonder. No wonder. Ugh. Okay. Let's do... Do what? We do Paladin. I'm gonna try to remember how to play another class right now. We could do Summoner. I suppose we'll do White Mage again. Let's see. What do we got? Just can't hang with Praetorium. Let's see what the itinerant move will do. It's not there. Not there. Let's go here. Let's go here. Right. feel like 30. Newest. Which one of these? Oh, I'm writing up? No. Oh, bone wicca. What's this look like? No. Not thinking I'm a big fan of that. What's this like? Jeez, okay. What about these guys? Demonic Lantern? What's a lantern? Wish I could try these on. White Lantern, Demonic Lantern. Well, I don't know what that is, but it only costs 30. I've got 10. I can get to 30. I can get to 30 maybe. What's the fastest one to run? I feel like neither of those are very fast. Oh, Tamtara Hard. Gives me 4. I'll do that. You know what? I guess I could just queue for a couple of them. Just see if it pops any faster. Just to see. Man. Oh yeah, I could have sworn. Others. Oh, it's just party members. Others always abbreviated. There we go. Trying not to show people's character names here. So many places to change that setting. Sometimes I miss some. That's a good place for some spatial audio, though. Oh, those are some outfits. Wow. Wow. Go ahead and... Oh, there we go. Pepe, it's Hullbreaker, your favorite. Okay. Whoa. Whoops. Oh. Oh, okay. Well, this is proving to be more intense than I thought it was going to be. We're only on the first pull. Yeah. Okay. Oh my god. Oh, and that was too slow of a Benny. Oh dear. Yeah, Benny has a latency, I wish. Off to a bad start. Really. Friggin' benediction latency. I wonder why he dipped so fast. Oh well. Could have been worse. I tried to use Tetragrammaton? Yeah. Forgetting that I was level synced and I didn't have that ability. Go figure. Uh-oh. So, Pepe, if you're watching still, when you're healing, you can just spam holy. That's how you heal. You spam holy, and you're doing fine. Generally, holy, I think it's for like 3 targets and up, it's worth it. But if you have 2 targets, it's not worth it to use holy, and you should probably just use stone. Right. You should get back into playing so that you can fly above my head. Oh, that's right. That's something that we can do. After this dungeon, I'll try to find somebody to fly above my head. Does this work now? Somebody give that ape a banana. They have that. I still think white mage is my favorite class. As much as I enjoy black mage. Something about the classic white mage just does it for me. So yeah, 2.0 is coming out with patch 6.4, so if you've tried Immerse before but you weren't totally happy with it, maybe the sound was muffled for you, that's one possible option. We are making some changes that should actually improve that for you. And we're constantly, I mean, every change that we make, we're trying to improve the overall clarity. This time though, there's a couple things. The HRTF algorithm is being updated. Sort of a different tuning a little bit, so you should notice some timbral differences in the way that it sounds overall, making it a little bit more consistent with the game's native sound design. But also, improved imaging, so better sense of height and rear imaging in particular. So those are some benefits to the HRTF algorithm improvements, smoother directional transitions, things like that. Then we're also adding device management, which was a highly requested feature back from launch. I believe people have been wanting that. So you will be able to add or remove devices at will. There, of course, will be a limit to the number of devices you can do that with, but if you do hit that limit for some reason, you can just contact support. And we'll be able to help you out. Other changes, we are updating the HRTF creation process, actually, so that instead of being strictly image-based, it'll actually involve video capture this time. And the point of doing that is to create more consistent results during the HRTF creation process, because one of the big contributing factors to muffled sound can be a not very good HRTF, which can occur if the image is blurry or if your hair is covering it or something like that. So by using video, we're able actually to select any one frame from that video as the basis for your HRTF, which again just makes it so that instead of relying on that single picture, we have a lot more options to choose from, so the chances of you getting a better HRTF out of that process are much higher. Changes to the environmental sound library as well. So in terms of the muffled sound stuff, if you sort of experience that, one contributing factor has been some people were not super satisfied with the way certain flat ambient sound effects were being spatialized, things like wind and things like that. So there have been adjustments to the way those are handled, which again should result in a more consistent transition between spatial audio off and spatial audio on. And again, those sound effects should sound just a little bit clearer than they did before. So that's another thing contributing to the sort of improvements to muffled sound. So definitely reasons to try it out if you've tried it before and had that experience. There are reasons to think that you might have a better experience this time. So certainly hope you consider giving it a try. And we have reinstated all free trials for a full 30 days. So if you activate a free trial anytime between now and June 21st, you will get a full 30 days. So you can kind of give it a try now, and then when the update goes live with the release of patch 6.4, you can download the latest version there. from our website. And yeah, still have access to your trial. So you can try it and enjoy the updates before you make a decision on whether or not you want to buy. Slay Jorm. Jorm. Gonna get you, Jorm. Well, that was a pointless cast. Oh, another thing about spatial audio that's, you know, going to give you sort of more detail than a surround sound setup is depth. So actually perceived distance, like forward and back, is improved with the sort of ambisonic approach that we have over a surround sound approach. So you'll sort of be able to kind of gauge the distance between you and other objects more effectively with Immerse than you would without. Greater separation between objects too, so when you're comparing to just stereo, you should be able to hear every sound more distinctly than you can with just the default sound design, just because of the fact that they're all separated within this 3D space. And I apologize I move my camera so much. I guess I don't think about it, but I'm constantly zooming in and zooming out and rotating, and I don't know why. So, apologize. That's giving anybody any motion sickness. Good old hole breaker. Whee. I've been wearing this outfit since The Realm Reborn, and I am not sick of it yet. Yes, kill the wildlife. Invade their habitat. I bet all of the animal rights organizations in Eorzea are not big fans of the Warrior of Light. Ah, it's raining now. Height there, I think. I don't remember. Oh, okay. Oh, we're dropping these tentacles quickly. Barely get a cast off. People know where they're supposed to be going here. I have no idea. I'm just gonna do whatever. One of these days I'm going to have to go ahead and get my White Mage Shadowbringer's relic upgraded to the next phase. Uh-oh. I like that little stick. I was bummed that they made a sort of generic version of the Realm Reborn relic. I get it, but it does make it feel just a little less special to have this. Done. Ooh. Where's everybody? Okay. Yay! Yay, we did it. Don't give me that. How do I get out of here? Did I get any commendations? Yeah, I got one. Alright. Is there a reward for the number of dungeons you heal? I don't remember how to look that up. It should be logs. Challenge log. Is there a dungeons? No. That's challenge log. That's right. Right there. Achievements. Here we go. Is it achievements? I think so. I think so. Battle. Dungeons. Yeah, this is where it is. Okay. So I think incomplete. Oh, have not done that. One of these things gives you a mount, but maybe it's, yeah, it's probably classes. Oh, is it only the tank classes that give you mounts? Probably, huh? Ah, but it's not, okay, so it's not in the right this category dungeons, probably. Where are those mounts? Items? I don't remember where to find, oh well, doesn't matter. Let's see if we can find somebody to fly above our head. More donut. Where's more donut? There you are. So, best way to demonstrate height in this game is to have somebody fly above your head. Fortunately, I don't have any friends around right now, or co-workers, to do that. But maybe this person will fly. Where else could I go? Where do people fly? Where do people hang out that flying is possible? Other than here. Fly. Fly on your turtle. Yes. Come over here. No, that's the wrong way. Okay, first of all, we're going to get on a mount so we can catch up to whoever this is. Second of all. Fly, please. I think I was doing a stream some other time. I just asked somebody to do it. But trying to rely on just fate here, I guess. Gonna happen? Is it gonna happen for me? Maybe not. Well, you know what I can do is I can queue for something while I wait. Queue for what? 6 minutes, huh? See if I can... Let's see if I can wrap my brain around Summoner. Not feeling super confident about that one, but... Maybe. Oh, you know what? Actually, you know, I think here. I think here is a good place because there's like tiered structures and people are crafting on those structures. So that's another way to show off height. I can find some people doing stuff up high. You crafting? No, you're just standing there. Apparently it's a slow day. Well, so much for that. So much for that plan. Oh well. Ah well. What shall we do here? I haven't done this yet. We'll do this. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe not that. Can't make up my mind here. Keep these again. There we go. Tam-Tara. Very good. Maybe there will be some height in here. Maybe. Ah, light party. My coffee is very cold. Uh-oh. There's some height on that one, I think. Definitely some height there. And again, height is one of those things that's really affected by the personalization. So if you're watching the VOD and you're like, I'm not super convinced. Yeah, it's better if it's your own HFTF, which is why we have a free trial. So, you know, although we love doing binaural demos, we think it's a fun way to just give people a glimpse into what this stuff can do. There really is no substitute for trying it yourself. So, it's very important to have a free trial. Oh no! Well. So many Slack notifications. Hopefully they're not for me, because I'm not reading them. So again, the way Immerse works is every single character and effect that's playing from those characters these are all sound objects. So sounds are actually playing from each one of these people, or these characters here, like they're their own little emitter. And Immerse allows you to actually hear that information rendered in a sort of 360, 3D ambisonic environment, which is a really, really cool thing that you can't really get access to with typical stereo or surround sound stuff. Certainly not with regular stereo, but surround sound doesn't really give you that either. You get, with surround sound, that information is being translated into a 7.1 sort of 8-channel speaker arrangement, which is horizontal only, and you're just not getting as much granular detail on all the stuff. So in this case, you actually hear all of that object-based information rendered in a much more high-definition sound field that does include height and depth as well. So it's a lot of fun. And the personalization component, as I was saying earlier, that's one of those things that up until now, when I say now, up until recently, has not been possible. Creating personalized HRTFs used to be this really cumbersome process involving actual placement of microphones in people's ears. It was just very difficult to do it, which is why with surround sound headsets or any other spatial audio solution that you may be used to, you're dealing with a generic HRTF in most cases. So you're not getting as accurate of a spatial audio experience that way, simply because you don't have an accurate representation of you within that virtual environment, which is critical. You know, anytime you're dealing with surround sound or any other kind of spatial audio on headsets, you're dealing with binaural stereo. It's a virtualized representation of what it's like to listen to some number of speakers in some sort of environment. And when you are doing that virtually, you also have to account for the listener in that scenario. So there always is going to be a variable in that for the listener themselves. And if you are not utilizing a personalized HRTF, then you're basically listening with dummy ears. You're just not getting, you're not getting a truly accurate spatial audio experience that way. So personalization is definitely a central pillar to that experience, no matter what it is, whether it's a surround sound headset or something like what we're doing, which is in this case higher order ambisonics. It's very important to have. Not that you can't enjoy spatial audio without it. I mean, if you're listening to this on headphones now, you're hearing it with my HRTF, which means that it's not going to sound quite the same as it would if you were actually playing it yourself. So you may notice like height or rear imaging things maybe not sounding like they're placed exactly where they should be based on everything I'm saying. That's because it's my HRTF. So, listening with my HRTF is kind of like listening with a generic HRTF for you. In that it's going to give you a sort of a sense for what this stuff can do, an idea for what the spatial effect is like, but it's not going to give it to you as accurately as it would be if you were doing, let's say, a free trial yourself. So if you haven't tried it yet, you can get a free trial. All free trials have been reinstated for 30 days. So whether you've had a free trial before and it's expired, or whether you've never tried it before, hey, thanks, Pepe, I appreciate it. If you've never tried it before or you've tried it before, either way, you can get a new 30-day free trial now. If you just go to the website, embody.co/FFXIV, you can try it again for 30 days. And with the release of patch 6.4, you'll actually be able to experience Immerse Gamepack 2.0, which includes improvements to the HRTF AI algorithm, which yields smoother directional sound transitions and some timbral differences that are pretty subtle. You'll notice changes to the environmental sound library, which results in a clearer overall experience as well. And a smoother transition between spatial audio off and on. We also have device management. So if you've been sort of switching, from one computer to the other, and you were like, well, how do I do that? This is a feature that was requested pretty much from launch. So we're very excited to be able to introduce that. There'll be a certain number of devices that you can utilize, and then when you've exceeded that capacity, if you do need to get additional devices, just contact us at support@embodydr.co, and we'll be happy to take care of you. And we've made some improvements and updates to the HRTF creation process, which should result in more consistent HRTF creation results overall. So, again, there's a lot of changes coming to Immerse with the release of Final Fantasy Patch 6.4. So it's a good time to try it again. And if you do activate your free trial now, that 30 days will, of course, run through that patch. Now, one thing I do want to say is if you get a free trial right now, you are going to want to download the latest version of Immerse from our website when that comes out with 6.4. So just be aware of that if you sort of re-download it now, get your free trial sorted, and you're playing with it, you are going to have to do that again. Just log in with the same license code and everything, so you won't have to redo your HRTF, but you do need to install the new build in order to take advantage of the updates. And again, to do that, you need to go to the website, embodydr.co/FFXIV, and you can just get it right there from the download trial button. Oh dear. Can I get into that? Yes, I can. Very good. Spare lung. Wish I had one of those. And we had somebody ask too, does Immerse affect the soundtrack because you prefer to listen to the music in stereo? And the answer is no, it doesn't. Now, what it does affect music-wise, though, is the like the table orchestrion, I think it's called, the little radio that you can put in your little FC hall. That is affected by spatialization. It's actually kind of cool. It actually makes it sound like a little radio playing in your house. But otherwise, none of the music is going to be affected by the spatialization, so you don't need to worry about it disrupting that. And if you're a fan of the soundtrack, which I don't know anybody who's not a fan of the soundtrack, you will still be able to enjoy that experience just as you would if you were using the regular stereo audio. So, nothing to worry about there. Another thing I should mention, you don't actually have to have the Immerse software running in the background to use it. The only time you need to actually use the software is when you are creating your HRTF, but once that onboarding has been completed, you don't have to worry about it. You can just close it, and it's baked right into the game. You can just go to your system configuration, sound settings, and you just enable spatial audio with that little checkbox right there. Hit apply, and you will be good to go. I'll do it, I guess, along here. I'll just do a quick A/B. So here's off. So you notice there's way less separation in all of the sound effects this way. Everything kind of, I can hear right and left, but otherwise it's very, very flat. So I don't hear a lot of depth. I don't hear any height. And everything kind of sounds more like a wall of sound. Like right now, that voice, I can hear that it's somewhere, but I don't hear any sense of it being behind me or even in front of me with any sort of degree of depth perception. It's just sort of right here moving left to right. And as soon as I turn it on, now all of a sudden everything has its own place to live in the sound sphere. So if you're wondering, why would I use something like this for a game like Final Fantasy? It makes sense for a first-person shooter because there's a competitive advantage to being able to hear where people are coming from faster. But in the case of an MMORPG, where it's really not that competitive, or like with PvP, it's not like positional audio is the most critical factor in performing well in PvP in this game. And you're wondering what the point would be. Well, it's really just about, the overall experience. Make sure that immersion is part of it. So if kind of feeling like you're immersed in the world is important to you, then it certainly helps with that, right? It gives you a sense of actually being more present. However, beyond that, I do feel it adds a lot of clarity and separation to in-game sound effects. Like I said, it just sort of gives everything its own place to live within the sound field. Whereas without it on, I feel like everything is kind of just right there. It's, you know, there's not as much separation, so it can kind of sound a little bit like a wall of sound at times. So, yeah, again, it's just, I think, in my opinion, it gives you just a nice alternative to the base stereo design where you get clarity of separation with all the sound effects and things like that. So, you know, is there a competitive advantage? Not necessarily, although there are certain game mechanics that do have audio cues. You know, they telegraph it with that. I mean, Leviathan is the one that comes to mind. I'm not sure how many other raids. I haven't played all the new raids, so I don't know how often audio cues are used. I think maybe in the Eden fight, there's a directional audio cue as well. But it does absolutely allow you to hear where the Leviathan water spout, when it's about to smash on the edge of the arena, being able to hear where that's coming from. Sometimes that you're going to be able to react to that sound a lot faster in many cases than you will be to the visual cue, because unless it's happening right in front of you, you have to move your camera around to find out where it is. But if you're using immersed spatial audio, you're going to be able to hear where it is right away and react to it without even having to turn your camera. So in situations like that, Immerse absolutely has, I won't call it a competitive advantage, but a functional benefit to you beyond just, again, what I was talking about a moment ago, of sort of creating this sort of clearer, more separated sound field. Okay, 45. We got time probably for one more dungeon. So we'll just go ahead and queue for all of these here. I wish that RM Vale, I would do RM Vale. That one's fun. What do we get? Male Darkhold again. Okay, let's see if I can do this without letting the tank drop. That'll be a first for these streams. Oh, and again, sound setting wise, I talked about this a bit at the beginning, but if you tried this before and you know, you found that spatial audio wasn't quite making sense or sounding like you sort of expected it would, and you haven't tested this out, open up your sound settings and scroll on down to, well, actually you don't have to scroll down anyway. I think it's like right up at the top. So let me show you. Sound system configuration, sound settings, yeah, right here, listening position. So you don't really need to adjust any other settings here to use Immerse, but this one in particular, you definitely want to take a look at. So if I adjust this to camera, imagine it's like my ears are attached to the location of my camera, which means that everything that I see will sound like it's coming from in front of me. You know, in this case, somebody is actually behind the perspective of the camera, so they sound like they're behind me. But if I go like this, if I'm zoomed out, which is typically how I'm playing with my camera far away, then again, everything that I can see will sound like it's in front of me. So, you know, even though you do get separation there, and these are still sound objects, so there still is, you know, specific placement, like this hippogriff is in a different location in the front image than the other hippogriff. It's still, I don't have the sense of being surrounded this way. So to me, this is actually a less kind of intuitive spatial audio experience than it would be if I switched this all the way over to character. When I switch this to character, it's like my ears are actually attached to my character. So if somebody like this hippogriff is behind my character, it'll sound like it's behind me. And that to me just makes more sense. So that's my preference. And we do recommend that if you've tried Immerse before but you didn't touch that setting and you weren't really happy with it, do give that a try, because it really makes a huge difference in how you localize sound. And in my opinion, having your character as that reference point makes a lot more sense than your camera. And you can, you know, sort of adjust it here. And I believe that it's kind of like you're adjusting a boom microphone. So if I do this, it's like the listening position is somewhere sort of behind my character. And then, of course, here it's like way back there. But I haven't played too much with the in-between settings. But you do have that option, and we have had some players say that they prefer to have that setting somewhere at like 80 rather than all the way at 100. So it's absolutely, there's room for personal preference in that. I just prefer to do 100 character. And one thing to make note of if you do that is that it can increase the volume of your self-player effect here. So one thing you might want to try you find that, oh, like my footsteps or my own combat sound effects are maybe a little bit overbalanced now that I've adjusted the listening position in that way, you can try just ducking the player effects volume a little bit, and that should help. And you'll notice that I've done this here. I might do some more A/B comparisons of Immerse on and off in a bit, just so you can kind of get the idea of what this is doing. That's the best way to tell what changes are being made, of course, is to compare. So let's just turn this off. Obviously, the game volume is a little bit quiet, but it was important to be able to hear my voice, so that's why I just ruined the tank's plan completely by stunning everything. Sorry about it. Okay, so spatial audio is off right now. And again, nothing against the stereo audio, it still sounds great, and some people prefer this still, and that's perfectly fine. But one thing you'll notice is that there's way less separation. Everything just kind of sounds like it's in the same place. I can hear hard left and right sounds, so if I do this, yeah, do that, and if I rotate the camera, it doesn't really, you know, there's never a time where anything sounds like it's behind me. It kind of just goes from right over to the left. So I'll play with the spatial audio off for a little while longer here, and then I'll switch it back on. Even that, like, I can hear the flappies, but it's just really flat. There's certainly no height. Turn on. Now all of a sudden, the boss sounds like it's higher than me. And all the sound effects sound like they're in a different location. So instead of everything just sounding like this kind of wall of sound, now I'm hearing this guy's stuff over there. I mean, it's still a lot of sound going on, don't get me wrong. It still can be a little bit difficult to, like, totally pick out every sound effect, but I have a, you know, a much easier time doing that with spatial audio on and off. The height, I think, is the coolest of them. So once again, off. Be able to get an impact of sound right now. Behind you, to the right. Oh, one thing to note about that listening position setting that I didn't mention before is that it is not affected by the direction that your character is facing. So in other words, you know, whether my character is facing this way or that way, it's based on the rotation of my camera. So that is one little confusing thing. It's like, yes, it is, the reference point is your character, but when my character starts to rotate, it doesn't change what's in front of me versus what's behind me. That is based on the orientation of my camera. So. I think it's a genius bit of game design on the developer's part here to, like, they do a very good job, I've always felt, of keeping old content relevant and, you know, incentivizing veteran players to play through old stuff, which means that if you're a new player coming through the game, you're not going to have, like, a hard time finding people to group with, or a hard time getting your cues to pop and stuff like that, because there's always a reason for people to play through this whole stuff. Like right now, it's the itinerant tunes, right? So, you know, leading up to the, or tones, I guess. Leading up to the patch, they've, you know, provided certain rewards for running a dungeon like this, which is a, you know, level 46 dungeon or whatever. So, like, you'll notice there's a couple of sprouts in the party right now. I don't know if they're level 44 and not level synced, right? So, If they didn't have a system in place like this, then that person may have way slower queue times, have a harder time if they're queuing for leveling roulette or something like that, or even this dungeon specifically. You know, that in other games that don't sort of have that sort of approach to design, you know, you find that content just ends up never getting utilized anymore, and as a new player, you end up playing alone a lot of the time, and it's just not easy to get groups for stuff. But like I said, I think the Final Fantasy developers have they've been really, really smart in their approach to that and keeping all this content relevant. And the gameplay always feels fresh and engaging too. Like, I never bored playing this game. Never bored. Always feels good. Oh. Okay, well, nobody's died so far. So that makes this run better than the previous 2 runs. Reminds me of Final Fantasy IX. Probably intentional. I don't think Holy is worth using on just 2 enemies. That's the leopard print. Big fan of their use of puns too. I zoom in a little bit closer to my character, it kind of maybe gives you the facial effect in a way that feels a little bit more intuitive as well. Generally I don't, I play with the camera zoomed out, but this is a fun way to kind of get the effect. Because the visual at that point is sort of in alignment with what you're hearing a little bit more. Ah. Oh. Go ahead and pass on that. Yeah, so also you can kind of hear that person's footsteps got quieter as they ran further away from me, which is part of that depth perception that I was talking about earlier. It's not just about behind you or above you, it's also about depth. How far away are they? Oh, shoot! No. Oh. Shoot, and okay. Sorry. I spoke too soon. And then I wasted a swift cast on Isuna. Oh my god. That was not good. That was bad. I was hoping we'd get a death-free run of this dungeon today, but unfortunately, Dropped the ball on that one. Whoops. Panicked. That's what happened. Okay, let's try that again. All right, last boss of the day. So thanks again, everybody who's been here. If you're watching the VOD or if you were able to attend live, we really appreciate it. And to all of those of you who submitted the survey as well, thank you so much. We really value all of the feedback, both positive and negative, because we're constantly looking at ways to improve the game pack. And so hearing back from you, especially if you've had a negative experience with it, is really important to us. So thank you so much for that. And again, for just being here, for watching the VOD, for supporting us. The whole Final Fantasy community, ever since day one, has just been so supportive. You know, even for those people who weren't happy with the game pack experience, we still felt that, you know, we always had the community at our backs rooting for us, you know, even for those who weren't happy with it. So it's just been an absolute honor to be a part of this game. And for the whole team, we all feel that way. And, you know, it's absolute privilege to get to work with the incredible team over at Square Enix. They're all amazing, and this game is amazing. So we're still feeling very fortunate and pinching ourselves every day that we get to be a part of it, and that we get to try and provide this awesome sound experience for all of you. So again, thanks for making us a part of your Final Fantasy 14 experience, and again, just for being here, for watching, for giving us your time, and valuable time and attention. So I hope you've enjoyed the stream. Hope some of the information has been helpful. Maybe that you have some information that you didn't have before. Learned a couple things. Hope it was entertaining. I still don't have enough itinerant tomes to get a mount, so I'm gonna have to find some time between now and Tuesday to just sort of play the game on my own to see if I can get at least something cool before the next patch. Set a goal of getting like one mount before that. That seems feasible. Maybe. Have to run this maybe 5 more times, something like that. Maybe less, maybe 4 more times. Not too bad. But yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure streaming for all of you. Hope to do it again before too long. And I hope everybody's looking forward to patch 6.4. I certainly am. I have a lot to get caught up on. I think I'm maybe a couple patches behind now, but looking forward to the day when I have some time to go ahead and get myself caught up, because I do love this game. I'm playing it since The Realm Reborn. That's another reason why I'm pinching myself about getting to work with them. But yeah. Said my goodbyes too early. The boss still has health left, but I'm out of ways to say bye. So we're just gonna have to awkwardly sit here now. Like when you say goodbye to somebody and then they end up like walking the same direction as you, and you're like, "Oh, fancy meeting you here. I died." That's a good way to end it. Death, sweet death. Ugh. Cool outfit. Don't give me this and don't give me that. I don't want it. Yeah, I can't believe I died just now. Alright, did I get any commendations? Let's see. I got one. Very good. Very good. Okay. Well, I think that's about it for the stream, everybody. I have to get back to work or people will get upset with me. You can't just play Final Fantasy all day. You have an actual job to do. Whatever. But it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. If you're watching the VOD on YouTube, which it will be at later, then thank you for that. Thank you for all of you who have been here. Yeah, I can't really say thank you enough. We really value each and every one of you, even those of you who don't use the game pack and haven't liked it. Again, it's just an honor to be a part of this community, and we're very privileged and happy to be here. So thank you again, and we will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.